Cicero was the first philosopher to produce a detailed, systematic review of humour, and his writings and thinking on humour and laughter have influenced many humour theorists. Cicero believed humour and laughter to be associated with superiority theory, but unlike Plato and Aristotle, who were cautious of humour and laughter, Cicero viewed humour much more favourably. He considered humour to be a gift from the gods and a supportive feature of public speaking, and he was the first known philosopher to appreciate the rhetorical power of humour. Cicero also considered incongruities in humour, the need for moderation of humour, comedic truth, and the use of different types of jokes. And in this video we'll be exploring some of these key themes around Cicero's beliefs and thinking on humour and laughter. So without further ado, let's do. My name's Jonathan Sandling. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning to my channel, welcome back. Let's begin by very quickly looking at who Cicero was. Cicero was a Roman statesman, philosopher and lawyer. He lived 106 to 43 BC in Formia, Italy, and he tried to uphold republican values in the political crisis which led to the establishment of the Roman Empire. Cicero on the Orator. In the Orator, Cicero considers the techniques that are required for persuasive public speaking, and humour and laughter are considered in this context. Cicero considered the ability to speak in a comedic manner to be a gift from the gods, and one which highly supported someone's ability to be influential when speaking publicly. It mitigates and relaxes gravity and severity, and often, by a joke or a laugh, breaks the force of offensive remarks, which cannot easily be overthrown by argument. Cicero and comedic truth. Cicero proposed that humour required the manipulation of truth, and this could come in the form of a surreal joke, a story, or an impractical situation. Cicero therefore considered it to be completely acceptable to be fantastical and to exaggerate when being humorous. The idea of comedic truth is highlighted in this Shakespearean quote: "Many a true word hath been spoken in jest." Cicero also highlighted how humour has the ability to bring prominent features that are maybe overlooked or underappreciated to the fore, and he believed that using humour to alter reality didn't necessarily undermine reality. Instead, comic fabrication can create a new version of the truth, where key elements are emphasised and represented in a different way. And this encourages the audience to reassess their prior beliefs, attitudes and opinions. One example of comedic truth is when someone draws a caricature of somebody's face. They may emphasise the big nose, the sticking out ears, the goofy teeth, the bald head. These are all truths, but exaggerated in a way that helps to emphasise these truths to the audience. So Cicero believed that a skilled public speaker was able to blend believable information with comedic fabrication in order to persuade an audience. Cicero and humour moderation. Although Cicero viewed humour in a positive light, he also expressed the need to be cautious when using humour in public speaking. He broadly agreed with Aristotle's view that humour and laughter needed to be moderated, and that when public speaking we should avoid the extremes of buffoonery and boorishness, and instead adopt a moderate use of humour and laughter. So Cicero was aware that although humour could be used to build rapport with an audience and to persuade an audience, humour can also be taken too far and can be used to ridicule, mock, and cause tensions between the speaker and the audience. To what degree the laughable should be carried by the orator requires very diligent consideration. One particular difference that Cicero has compared to other humour theorists such as Aristotle and Plato that's worth mentioning really is the focus on the person receiving the humour as opposed to the person producing the humour. When considering the thoughts that Plato and Aristotle had around humour and laughter, there tends to be a focus on the person producing the humour, and this focus on the individual giving the humour tends to be the main priority for those ideas and concepts around humour. Whereas the difference here is that Cicero focuses a lot more on the feelings and interpretations of the humour of the audience. And it's this idea around the audience's interpretation, the audience's view, and the ability to persuade that audience tends to be much more of a central focus to Cicero's work. Cicero and incongruity theory. Cicero identified incongruities as being a core feature of most humour. And he noticed that most jokes imply an expectation, and that humour is generated when that expectation is not realised. Specifically, Cicero's view was that humour was produced when someone's expectation was undermined. Cicero then made the link that if incongruity is associated with humour, and humour is beneficial to public speaking, then incongruities during public speaking should be amplified and emphasised. Cicero and types of jokes. Cicero appears to be the first person to attempt at categorising jokes into different types. Many more joke categorisations have been produced since, but Cicero's initial consideration was there are two types of jokes. The first type of joke is associated with words, and the second type of joke is associated with things. Jokes associated with words relate to puns, comedic statements, irony and wit, and jokes associated with things relate to amusing situations, physical humour and slapstick. Cicero and superiority theory. Cicero agreed with Plato and Aristotle's view that superiority played a central role in many forms of humour, and he considered laughter to be associated with deformity and low behaviour. However, superiority theory plays a much lesser role in Cicero's view of humour and laughter when compared to Plato and Aristotle. If you enjoyed this video, please give the like button a jolly good tap, and why not hit that bloody subscribe button. This video is part of a playlist I've created on humour theorists, philosophers and thinkers, so check out these other videos, they're awesome. My name's Jonathan Sandling, ta-ta for now.